boy, we've already got QC issues with this year's tins. Make sure you guys smash the level and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So the first thing that we are going to be looking at over here is, somebody brought this up earlier today, talking about prismatic secret rares versus cards that aren't prismatic secret rares. And I believe that this was on NA cases that we were seeing in the openings. And I like how this took a couple of days for people to kind of bring this up and go, is this normal? Like, should these cards... So what you have up here is your prismatic secret, and then down here is what you're having as reported as not the prismatic secret rare. It is simply just a secret rare looking card. Now, if you remember Rarity Collection 1, I know, how could we forget such a beautiful set? You know, they really some of those secret rares we had in that set was awful. All right, like, let's call it what it is. You know, set 1 was a banger. It truly was, but what kind of came out of that set was not initially worth it at all, except for, you know, the QCRs. So the look down here for the Typhon and the way that it is, and the glimmering of the angle that you're looking at, you can still tell in the stars that it does have the prismatic secret rare that you typically want to see. And that's fine, but when you're comparing it to the shiny Neos Wingman that actually has the glimmer that you as a consumer want to be seeing, because this is, the shiny Neos Wingman is how a prismatic secret rare is supposed to look. It's supposed to have that shimmer on the foil that draws it in and makes it look like the gorgeous card that it's supposed to be. But then, you know, looking at the comparison, you don't have that on the Typhon, at least in the pictured angle. So if this is going to be an issue going forward in these tins, and you're looking at, you know, an average of maybe, what is it? I think it was, I'm going back to the every few secret rares you pull aren't going to have this prismatic secret rare true look to them. That's bad. All right, sure, you can have the glimmer in the stars. Robbie, it meets the criteria. You can still see the shininess. And it's like, no, I don't. It's not the same. You know, and that's the thing that I re-reference back to Rarity Collection 1 out here. You know, just because the rarity says it's the rarity, and then you release Rarity 2, and you do that prismatic upgrade, and you blow that train wreck of set 1 out of the water, then why can't we have carried over that exact same thing that we were working with onto this set? Why is it some prismatic secret rares hit and other ones don't? And you can't tell me, well, Robbie, it's got to do with the coloring of the cards, and, you know, you can't really see it on the darker backgrounds. Bullshit. All right, I have seen every single card that we've had in prismatic secret rare up to this date. There's printing issues, 150%. I don't care how you try to spin it or anything. The issue here still stands that QC is slacking, and, you know, some foils just are not receiving the exact same treatment as others. That's all there is to it. All right, so that's my piece on that. Now, what about this ultra rare situation that's been popping up out of Europe over the last day or so? So this got posted, and this reminds me of NA print when we first had facilities switched to, what is it, the Carolina branch now, from Texas. You guys remember opening up the first set that we had from the switched manufacturer, and every single common, as you see up here pictured with the ultra rares, you would see that you had this constant tear through on those ultra, or on the commons. And it looks like that quality issue is being carried through to the ultras on not all of the European product that I'm seeing right now, but on some of them. I actually, I've not heard a lot of reports on this, actually. I feel like this was kind of a smaller Swan event. This could have, I'm not necessarily going to say that this could have been from their opening method, because, like, if you take a pack and you tear it, you can sometimes, damage the ultra rares and things. But if you're opening, instead of, doing the little tear, if you open it up from the back like this, you shouldn't have any damage. So this could, there's too many cards here to say that this is necessarily their fault from the opening that they chose to do it. But I'm not surprised to see the damage on this, because it feels like the NA branch kind of got their shit together a little bit with the openings. Now we flip on over to the branch in Europe, and it looks like, yeah, we're starting to see these issues kind of returning. Now, this is not on every single ultra rare, from my understanding. It looks like it wasn't dedicated to everyone, but it was more of a light issue across some. And you can also see it on some of the cards on the bottom as well. Man, like, the top of the cards makes it almost unplayable, especially, like, if you're on the bottom of a card and, you have, we would say, like, down here would be the issue. Like, if you're affecting that and you can feel that in the sleeve, obviously if you can feel it in the sleeve up here, especially, if you do have this in a sleeve here. So let's put this in a sleeve here. If up here, if you're shuffling and, you can kind of see the card bent up here, yeah, congratulations. It's not tournament legal. That's what you're seeing here with this large quantity of these cards, is they're just printing all of this stuff into unplayable oblivion. And, sure, this could have just been a bad sheet or two of ultra rares that got duped into the packs. Looks like it's more than one sheet, depending on how many cards are actually on a sheet. But I can tell you, that's definitely more than, like 20 cards. So this had to be more of a recurring problem out here than this. So QC on these 10s. I'm not happy seeing QC issues. Granted, you have no names that'll pop up on like every iteration of a set, and the community thrives on those. The community jumps for joy at every potential, misprint that they can get, because they're like, oh, misprints are worth money. Yes, misprints are worth money. But unlike the Pokemon community out here that will pull a card that's crimped at the top, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will pull a crimped card, and they won't, you can't sell a crimped Yu-Gi-Oh! Card for real money, because everybody in the community is going to look at you and go, well, that's stupid, I don't want that. The Pokemon community, on the other hand, will spend upwards to like $100+ on a card that came out of the booster pack crimped. Factory defects like this, the Pokemon community would eat this shit up. They'd be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Pokemon doesn't make errors like this. This is so cool to see. Let me give you $100 for, your factory defect card. Meanwhile, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players see this and like, yeah, another day in the office. I got burned on more sealed product. Thanks, Konami. Like, what are you supposed to do at that point? The answer is nothing. It's a pretty major disappointment out here, to say the least. So, that's a little bit of a cool fun fact for you there, that the Pokemon community is so hungry for misprints that a crimped card can get you $100. But a card straight out of the booster pack, opened on camera, that's bent down the middle, is worth absolutely nothing to another community. Isn't that great? So I expect over the next couple days, as more 10s are open, you are going to see a lot more issues. And don't be surprised if you open up a 10 and find a nice little surprise on the inside too. It could be a turd. All right, that's what we're going to call it. You could get a big, shiny turd in your 10 box, and you could just be the happiest person in the world if you were a Pokemon player and it was from Pokemon. But not other ways. So, what else am I supposed to say? But another year, another craptastic 10 for you. Yeah. Yep, definitely buying singles on this one. Opening up 110 to support your locals or to, get in the pack opening, feel is fine. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You do you. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.